Either you run the day or the day runs you. Jim Rohn. This quote is by an American entrepreneur and it resonates with me on how it is working for the first time. The topic I would like to discuss with you is how important it is to have your first job, what is required to be hired, and the responsibilities it comes with a job when you get the job. The experience of gaining a job seems like such an easy task to complete, but is a lot more complicated. The experience was of how you need to know what you want, since most managers are looking for workers during an interview. And with the interview, they ask a lot about your achievements in academics, clubs, sports, and other information. And if you gain the job, you start to realize that you need to have dedications, patience, and many other requirements to maintain said job. Overall, it is a rigorous journey of finding, getting, and working in your first job. I would like to share how it was having my first job and how I had gained it. The thought of having your first job can be exciting since you gain the experience of making your own money. Your first job is your first steps of adulthood since you gain the knowledge of how valuable money is. And with my job, I had gained the skill of using my money wisely. This is because of how, when I was looking for a job, I had the drive to gain something I worked for. For me, I had the opportunity to work at a fast food with a friend from high school, since his work was asking for more employees to hire. And with that, I was I was nervous about going in there since I was unsure of how to dress, what to bring, and other necessities that would be required for an interview, like how I would respond to any questions they asked me. But I was still eventually hired since I had gained the knowledge of what to do in an interview from friends and family. I felt uneasy with how everything works, but I eventually learned and overcame my fear of working and with a dedication of making sure that every person was satisfied. But with the job I had gained, new responsibilities like getting to work on time, trying to make sure not to make any mistakes or as little mistakes as possible, and other responsibilities. At first, I did not think of much of my job until the first few weeks I had, and I had already made a couple mistakes, like being too slow on taking orders, slow on planning the food, and slow in serving the food out to customers. And with the first month and few weeks I had been there, I had made many mistakes that I could have nearly been fired within next coming weeks. So that I had real so then I had realized that I had to take it seriously and started to become more dedicated to my work and to be focused. Soon after the coming week, I came into work with determination in my eyes and work to the best of my ability, and with that, my manager saw I had changed. Furthermore, I felt the responsibility of I should manage my money and time since at the time I was also in high school. Plus, at the time, I was doing some sports like football. So I had to adapt generally all three of those lifestyles evenly. Plus, the first time, there was the first time when I had gained my paycheck. I was I was really excited, but also realized that I should have saved my money as I can so I could be prepared for anything to come, from the good or the bad. So I also gained the skill of managing my money wisely instead of squandering all my hard work that I had gained. And to this day, I am still working with about a year and a half and seem to be doing fine. So, because of my first job, it helped me manage my time, money, and responsibilities compared if I had never gotten a job at all. All in all, my experience with my first job was difficult in a sense since I had to learn how I act and my responsibilities with the job and how to manage the many things I had in my life. But with each day, I had made myself stronger when I overcame it and were was soon to master it, eventually. The overall story of this struggle I had during the process of the job, which is from finding the job to fixing my mistakes and managing my responsibilities, time, and etc. The experience of my first job was a life changer since I had gained the knowledge I would have never gained by myself. Since there are some people who have never gotten jobs, and because of that, they seem to rely on others instead of making it through life themselves. The overall experience is very educational to me as a young adult and will help me in the long run. And as the quote says, either you run the day or the day runs you, by Jim Rohn. So, because of this quote, I feel that it is in my responsibility to make sure that I am responsible for whatever is to come. So, I want to make sure I know what I will do. And furthermore, with each job I gain, I will eventually gain my dream job. Thank you.